Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2023 Miami Grand Prix. Welcome to the stream. Please do hit the like button. That will help the stream rank on YouTube and hopefully get a few more viewers in today. But yeah, we're 15 minutes away. Welcome in. Subscribe as well if you're into Formula One. And I have just been watching the driver announcements, and yeah, Dan, it is the cringiest thing I've ever seen, but I also quite enjoyed it as well. I was also found myself sat here smiling because it's something different. It's something very American. They're trying to make it like the Super Bowl. This is like F1 Super Bowl. That's what they're going for, okay? It was fun. It was fun. I don't think I'd like it every single Grand Prix weekend, but it was fun, wasn't it? But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah, not long left at all. About 10 minutes until lights out. So no half an hour build up today. We're straight in it, straight on. And the race is almost underway. But yeah, welcome in, Carl. Who else is in the stream? Let's have a look. Yeah, Kat was here. Welcome in. Dan, yeah, it was cringy, mate. Carl saying Albon for the win. Yeah, mate, I back it. It would be the most crazy race of all time. So I back it. Suede saying that's my town. Oh, what, in the intro? And the little shots of Miami. Do you like how I do the little intros, you know, a bit of that, bit of that, bit. Set the vibe, you know, set the scene. So yeah, cheers, Cole. I've been doing that all season, but the problem is, Cole, no one's watching it. But yeah, when more people tune in, more people go, actually, you know what? This is all right, this. But yeah, Suede's in. Welcome in. Yes, Farhan. Gone for outsiders. What? Betting? Oh, I don't touch betting with Formula One, mate. I'd be firmly in the bin. But yeah, the grid is nuts. The grid, I am absolutely buzzing for this one because the grid is mad, bro. Kevin Magnussen on screen right now starts P4. Mate, what can he do? He's got to be getting points, man. Sights 40-1. Yeah, that's because he ain't winning it, Dan. That's why. K-Mag 200s. You're nuts. It's not even raining, Dan. Even if it was raining, K-Mag would be an outside bet. You're just throwing money down the drain there. But, you know, will Miami fulfill its hype? Do you know what, Carl? With a grid like this, there's a little bit more chance than last year. Because last year it definitely didn't fulfill the hype. But with an Alonso Perez front row, Max coming through from 9th, Kevin Magnussen in the top 5... You never know. We could have a banger here. I tell you what, Leclerc binning it in qualifying, it's an absolute godsend for the race because it means we've got an interesting grid now and not just a Red Bull 1-2, you know. And it's a massive opportunity again for Sergio Perez. It was a massive opportunity in Baku and he took it. He's got another massive opportunity here. Sergio Perez has to win today. I said it last week in Baku and I'll say it again. Perez has to win this. When he gets given little gifts like this and little, you know, things go his way a little bit, he's got to take full advantage because you know it's a long season. This is only round 5 of 23. You know it's a long season. Max over 23 races is obviously going to be absolutely mighty. So with little things like this where it goes his way a little bit in quali or, you know, he gets a safety car that goes his way and favourable for him, bang, he needs to win. It's the only hope that Perez has got is winning races like this. You missed the Porsche Cup at Miami? Yes, Wade, so did everybody else who's got a live. Because the Porsche Cup will have about 2 viewers, mate, and that's the parents of the people that are driving, mate. No one watches Porsche Cup. But yeah, mate, this, I am absolutely buzzing for this. Because you know what happened last time we got a Perez Alonso front row, don't you? Yeah, I nearly died. I nearly died the last time we had a Perez Alonso front row because Alonso led into turn 1 in Saudi Arabia. Mate, I took about 10 laps to recover from... Mate, that was serious. Because at that point, I was even more hyped than I am now because I was like, Alonso can fight for the championship. He's leading the race. I was absolutely buzzing. But yeah, racing is live. Yeah. F1's live. But I couldn't call the channel F1 Madman because you get binned off. You can't have F1 in your YouTube name, or it's copyrighted. Saturday Motorsport. Oh, here we go, mate. Absolutely buzzing for this one. Drop me a like, guys. Drop a like on the stream for the Miami Grand Prix. Who is up for this? A pile up. Do you know what? You don't see pile ups anymore. You just don't. Like, when was the last, like, pile up? I even remember, Dan. You know what I mean? You used to get, like, turn one carnage every week. Like, when I started watching it, when I was a kid, you used to get people in the back of the pack, in the middle of the pack. It'd just be carnage turn one. You don't really get that anymore. But I'd like to see that. Just... Vin Diesel, I know, it's mad, isn't it? They did a whole, on Sky, they did a whole feature with Vin Diesel, and no disrespect, I don't know her name, but, you know, his missus in the Fast and Furious franchise. Letty, is she called in the series? But, yeah, they did a whole feature with them. They got like a half an hour slot. Mate, you know that's just promoting a Fast and Furious movie for half an hour on the Grand Prix build-up. It's a bit nuts. Yes, Ryan Tune, welcome in, mate. I wouldn't be surprised to see a repeat of Alonso jumping ahead of Perez because Red Bulls had a hard time getting temperature in. Oh, mate, here's the intro. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, mate, here we go. This actually, the F1 tune, you can actually play on the streams because it's not copyrighted. I did it for a bit last season, but then I thought, no, I've got to have my own tune, innit? That's why I do my own intro now. But I used to just rep the F1 intro at the beginning of my streams. It never got copyrighted because it's on the F1 game as well, exactly the same. So you can rig up the F1 tune, mate. I might start doing it. It's goated. Oh, mate. What are we saying then? Alonso leads into turn one. Alonso leading at the end of lap one. What are we saying? I mean, allowing you go into hockey playoffs. That's what it's all about. If you can't watch the race live, watch it with me. I'll keep you updated, or I'll try. Let me make sure the live timings are on as well. But yeah, no worries, Suede. Going to hockey. Watch Alonso go straight into a wall. Nah, he better not, mate. He better not. Nah. I mean, Alonso will have a job on his hands to pull off a win, but I think he can lead a lap. But in all seriousness, it's about how quickly Verstappen comes through the pack. You know, the pessimistic side of me reckons that Verstappen will just cruise past everybody and be P2 by like lap 10. That's the pessimist in me says Verstappen's P2 by lap 10 and then, you know, leads by lap 20. But I hope that's not the case. I hope one of the guys, you know, maybe he has trouble overtaking Leclerc. Maybe he has trouble overtaking Sainz. Maybe he has trouble overtaking Alonso. You know, I hope that Verstappen can get held up. Because I just want an interesting championship. Every time I do these streams, I feel like I sound so anti-Verstappen. But I'm just anti-domination. It's all I am, you know. I reckon a Verstappen fan could come into the stream and be like, oh, this guy just hates Verstappen. But I don't. I have a full respect for Max Verstappen. He's obviously the best out there. But please, let's have a fight. He's obviously going to win the championship. But please, let's have a fight before we get there. You know what I mean? It's obviously Verstappen's probably going to mop up the next 8 championships. I know that. But I just want it to be interesting along the way, please. So that's why I'm like, if anything bad happens to Verstappen, I'm like, get in. Because it makes it more interesting rather than him just winning every single week for the next decade. I'd still watch it, but you know what I mean? It takes the you know, it takes the edge off it. If you know it's the same bloke every week, it takes the edge off it. We've had the Hamilton years. We don't want 10 years of Verstappen. So, see Leclerc deep dive in turn one. Great, made the start. You have made the start. Yes, sure. Welcome to the stream. I'll be at the game. Listen to you. No worries, Suede. I'll try and keep you updated. I see Leclerc deep dive into turn one, says Colm. What from P7, Leclerc? What on a full banzai move? I see Alonso going banzai, me. And look at Lewis down in 13th. This is a madness. And Max from 9th. He's in the middle of the pack. He's in a dangerous spot, Max. P9. You know, it could be a dodgy lap one. You gotta stay out of trouble. You know, you're in that middle of that pack, and someone goes for a banzai. You know, Verstappen there in P9. What if Albon or Bottas go for a banzai in turn one? Verstappen's going to have to back out of it. He's got a championship to fight for. So, I can't wait for this. Alonso predicted lap 22. Yes, Pansino, mate. Hey, you was in last season, weren't you, mate? You was in last season. I've not seen you for a long time, but I recognise the name. Yeah, welcome to the stream, bro. Welcome back. You made it in time for Miami, only just. But the formation lap is about to begin. Yes, bro. You're back. I recognise you. Please be a good race. Hey, Carl. I'm with you, bro. I'm on a praying one. I ain't religious, but I'm praying right now. Because we've got Alonso on the front row, mate. Oh, my God. Here we go. And the formation lap's underway. All right, so this is a tyre situation. The top 7 are all on the medium. Ocon, Verstappen on the hard tyre. Bottas, Albon on the medium. Hulkenberg, Hamilton, Zhou, hard. De Vries, medium. Norris, soft. Tsunoda, Stroll. So it's a right mixture out there. Only a couple of drivers repping the soft tyre. But so the tyre strategy seems to be a one-stop is your optimal strategy. One stop, start on the mediums, pit between lap 13 and 20, so around lap 17, and then hard to the end. Now, there is an alternate two-stop strategy where you go medium, hard, medium. So you go medium again to like lap 13, 15, go hard tyre and drive hard on the hard tyre. Give it some, and then get to lap 40, 42, bang, back on the medium again for a quick final stint. I can see some people going for that, but I can also see the majority of the grid trying a one-stop it. I definitely see a safety car early. Something's not right with the tarmac. I know they've completely re-tarmacked it, Colm. Yeah, they've completely... obviously, the drivers must have been complaining about it last year, and they've completely re-tarmacked it for this season. So FP1 was sketchy, man. People were everywhere. Oh, here we go. It is Martin Brundle in comms saying it is about how far Perez can get ahead. You know, Verstappen's going to be like Jaws. Verstappen's going to be coming all the time. And Perez is just going to be... He's got to get far enough ahead so that by the time Max has dispatched Ocon, Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, Magnussen, Sainz, by the time that happens, Perez has got to be 15 seconds down the road. We've got a big enough buffer by then. This is a big day for Perez, because if Perez wins today, he takes the championship lead. Even if he leads a Red Bull 1-2, Perez will lead the championship if he wins this race today, no matter what Max does. Because even if Max gets fastest lap, Perez will still lead the championship by virtue of having 3 wins to Verstappen's 2. So whatever Max does here, if Perez wins, he goes to Imola with the championship lead. And that's massive psychologically. It's only early, it's only a quarter of the way through the season at the end of this race, not even. But it's critical that Perez takes these opportunities. If Perez doesn't come home with the win today, he ain't the one. He's got to win with opportunities like this. Massive for Sergio Perez. Oh, mate. Also massive for Fernando Alonso, isn't it? A cheeky dive bomb. Alonso's going to want to win a race this season. You know what I mean? How much longer is that Aston Martin going to be right at the front? Is it going to be there all season? Maybe not. Alonso's going to want to take his chances as well. Oh, here we go. Hamilton down in P13, guys. What the hell is that? What a Mercedes done, bro. Here we go then. Green flag at the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Miami Grand Prix is underway then. It looks a good start from Perez. He's already covering off Alonso. It is a good start. And Sainz is still there around the outside. And Alonso's trying around the outside, but he doesn't. There's a big lock up at the back. One of the AlphaTauris hits the McLaren, but it is still Perez and Alonso 1-2. Sainz third. Sainz is already all over the back of Fernando Alonso for second then. So it's Perez, Alonso, Sainz, and then an Alpine in P4. Esteban Ocon. Oh, is it Gasly? Sorry. Gasly P4, Russell P5. And then, so Magnussen's lost out a couple positions. Magnussen down to 6th. But a great start for Esteban Ocon, then up to P4. It's Ocon, then Russell. And look at this, and where's Verstappen then? Verstappen P9, is he? Is Verstappen held his position? So Verstappen not made up much ground, but he's all over the back of Ocon then. Verstappen down the inside of Ocon, and they've got a history. Ocon and Verstappen, but Verstappen's got the move done. There's a few dive bombs going in, and Hamilton is nowhere. Hamilton having a nightmare. Whoa, but... So Verstappen now has got an Alfa Romeo in front of him of Valtteri Bottas is next up for Verstappen. So Perez keeps the lead then, critical for Sergio in this race. Max on the hard tyre. Yeah, Max on the hard tyre. Top 7 on the soft tyre. So Gasly's up 1. Russell's up 1. Leclerc up 1. Magnussen down from 4th to 7th already. It's not worked out for Kevin. So it's Perez. At the end of lap 1, it's Perez, Alonso, Sainz, Gasly, and then Russell all over the back. And we see some side-by-side action at the back, but the camera cuts away. Verstappen then stays P9 for now. So Verstappen's not made up any position so far. He must have lost the position and gained it back again. But Verstappen evens at the moment then in P9. Ooh. I tell you what, I was expecting Max to already be about 5th or 6th by now. I know it's only the beginning of lap 2, but I was expecting Max to make quick progress. Not yet, not yet. So what's the closest battle on circuit? It looks like Russell all over the back of Gasly. Also Bottas. Magnussen's not really got the pace to be up there, has he? And whoa, big dive bomb there. Verstappen takes Bottas then for 8th. So Verstappen up to 8th. Verstappen takes Bottas in turn 11 on lap 2. So it's Perez, Alonso, Sainz, Gasly, Russell, Leclerc, Magnussen, Verstappen now P8, Bottas, Ocon. Then we've got Hülkenberg, Albon, Hamilton still 13th. Hamilton started 13th, remains 13th. But Verstappen going long, like you say, Dan. Verstappen on the hard tyre. There's 7 in front of him, all on the medium. And we've got a couple of drivers on soft, Piastri on the soft, Norris on the soft. So McLaren going for an alternate strategy. But the general consensus is start on the medium. If you're in the front half of the field, that is. So Perez has already got out of DRS zone of Fernando Alonso. Then 1.3 seconds is the gap at the front. So Perez is safe from the Alonso DRS at the moment. And we've got a Williams in the pits. Logan Sargent, the homeboy Logan Sargent in the pits. Not ideal, that is it. Lap 3. Oh, a new nose for Logan Sargent. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Carl. It's Logan Sargent, the homeboy, in the pits on lap 3. I think it's pretty safe to say he won't be getting any points today at home. What a shame. Wow, Magnussen versus Leclerc. And Magnussen's past Leclerc. Has Leclerc got a problem? What's going on? Magnussen's past Leclerc in the Ferrari. Has Leclerc got a problem, or has Magnussen just gone for a move? Gone for an absolute move, mate. What What is going on, mate? Oh, and Leclerc's coming back at Magnussen then, down to turn 17. We're on board with Verstappen behind. And Leclerc down the inside of Magnussen then. They're still side by side. And Verstappen is ready to strike on this trio then. This is 6th, 7th and 8th. And here comes Verstappen. He's going to go 3 wide. It's going to be 2 for the price of 1 for Max Verstappen into turn 1. And Verstappen takes both of them. Magnussen and Leclerc. And Verstappen then up to 6th. Rapid. Whoo, baby. Hey, I tell you what, Max is on the move. Max is on the move. You don't often see a 2 for the price of 1. And Verstappen from 8th to 6th. They're real quick. Whew. Damn, 2 at a time. Are you not entertained? He says Max Verstappen, double world champion, takes P6. Gasly 4th, I know, Carl. Gasly 4th. Oh, Ocon versus Hulkenberg. Ocon takes P10 then. So let's just have a little recap. So it's Perez by 1.6 seconds who leads. For Fernando Alonso, P2. Sainz only 1 second behind Alonso now. So Alonso looking pretty quick. Sainz looking pretty quick in P3. Gasly within DRS range of Sainz as well. Gasly's keeping up, man. Pierre Gasly. Let's go. I'm actually a big fan of Pierre Gasly. In fact, before the season started, I was like, do I support Gasly this season? But the Alpine's not really been on form, has it? But yeah, Gasly's holding his own there in P4. Russell then P5 and Verstappen up to 6. So next up for Verstappen is George Russell. Is that going to be an easy move? I wouldn't have thought so. I would not have thought so. But when he gets DRS, I hope Russell puts up a hell of a fight, mate. I just hope Russell doesn't make it easy, you know? Don't make it easy, George. Don't make it easy when you see Jaws in your mirror. Dun, 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 dun. You know, because that's what it's like when you see Verstappen in your mirrors, mate. It's like Jaws, 1986. Oh, and Hamilton, we've seen a replay on board with Hamilton's start, and he had a bit of contact with Hulkenberg then. Replay on board then at the start with Nick de Vries, who's at the back in P18. Oh, what a rocket start from Lando Norris. But they're fighting for oh, and it was de Vries that hit Norris. Oh, damn. Oh, Nick de Vries is not having a good time, is he? Nick de Vries is not having a good time, is he, mate? And I back him as well. I want de Vries to do well. And then a replay of the double overtake then from Verstappen 8th to 6th does Leclerc and Magnussen in one corner. Is Norris in the pits? Yes, Neil. Watch the blood pressure. I know it takes years off me, this lad. The stress of it. But when you love something, Neil, you love it. You know what I mean? And it's worth it. But yeah, we've got Piastri in the pits. Then. So is Norris. Both McLarens have already pitted then. They started on the soft tyres. But now, we're done with the replays. Let's cut to live action then. It's Alonso, Sainz, and Gasly, pretty much nose to tail. Yeah, both McLarens already pitted. Hamilton, team radio, he's not happy. Lewis complaining about front wing damage, but they're... Wow, Lewis complaining on team radio that his car's damaged from a little bit of contact with Nico Hulkenberg in turn 2. But the team telling Lewis, you know, don't look like there's much wrong with it. You got to carry on, mate. But Lewis, not a happy bunny there. Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race then in P6, and he's all over the back of George Russell now for 5th. Yeah, Lewis is not a happy bunny, is he, Suede? Well, would you be a 7-time world champion down in 13th? The car, you've got absolutely no chance. Would you be happy? I wouldn't. But yeah, we're on board with Verstappen down to turn 17 then, and Russell holds on for now, but Verstappen's coming. Replay with Esteban Ocon then, and the tricky little 14-15 chicane, and he has to cut the corner. They take so much curb, I've noticed, in this little tricky chicane in the middle sector, and they're so greedy on the curbs that it unsettles the rear of the car, and Ocon's had to go straight across the chicane there, and you ain't going to get away with that too many times before the FIA come down here and go, what are you doing there? You know, he's going to get a warning for that. You can't just cut the course because you're too greedy with the curb. And Verstappen hunting down Russell for 5th. And the thing is, Max is on the slower tyre as well. So if Max is this quick on the slower tyre, mate, when he puts the mediums on, it's going to be rocket mode. Plan A -12. Alonso on team radio feels like plan A -12. How is that a plan A anymore? If you're planning to switch tyres 12 laps earlier than what you were going to do, that ain't plan A anymore. You know what I mean? That is not plan A anymore. That's firmly plan B. You know, it's all right pitting a lap or two before you were going to, but 12 laps. So yeah, Fernando's on a bit of a Fernando playing games on the team radio there. Gotta be. Cheers, Neil. He's done with it. He's seen 2 laps. He's like, nah, it's not for me, this. Seen a bit, Neil. I'm like that on the football, though. You know what I mean? I tune into football and watch a couple of minutes. I'll be like, nah, not for me, this. 0-0 all over it. Nah, respect, Neil. Cheers for popping in anyway. Drop the like before you go. Could help me out, mate. Could help me out. But yeah, we're watching the top 6. There's a bit of a gap then building to Kevin Magnussen in 7th. So what's the gaps at the front then? So Sainz is all over the back of Alonso for 2nd, you know. And Russell is within DRS of Gasly as well for 4th. And it's becoming a 3-way fight then. So Gasly, Russell and Verstappen is becoming a 3-way fight for P4. Does Verstappen fancy another 2-for-1 move? He might be lined up for it. Replay with Nico Hülkenberg and tries a dive bomb on Valtteri Bottas. I can't help but say Bottas' name like that. I don't know why. But Hülkenberg tries it on Bottas down into turn 1. Outbreaks himself and goes wide, and Bottas easily takes the position back then. So a day late and $1 short for Nico Hülkenberg into turn 1. And Verstappen down the inside of Russell then in turn 17, and Verstappen's got the job done. Verstappen into P5. Verstappen takes Russell at the end of lap 8 then. So Verstappen up from 9th to 5th in 9 laps. It's looking, you know, he's coming through the pack. And he's already on the back of Pierre Gasly then for P4. Pierre Gasly having a great race, you know. Where did Gasly start? About 6th. But big ups to Pierre Gasly and Alpine having a much better weekend than they did in Baku. It was a disaster in Baku. But yeah, Alpine looking decent. Oh, and it's a late one for Verstappen into turn 17, and George just sort of give it him there. You know, and I'm here going, George, fight him as hard as you can. He let him go. You know, Verstappen went for the move and George went, go on then, I don't back it. But yeah, Verstappen then all over the back of Gasly for 4th. That is the next man. And the gap between Perez and Alonso out front at 2.5. I feel like Perez needs to open that up. Perez needs to be gone. This is what we were saying before the race starts. Before the race started, Perez, you know, at this rate, it's not going to be long before he sees Verstappen in his mirrors. And Verstappen down the inside of Gasly then on lap 9, turn 17. And it's another candy from a baby move from Verstappen. He's up to 4th. And I tell you what, George Russell might capitalise on this. It's going to be Russell versus Gasly into turn 1. And Russell's down the inside and Russell's got the move done on there. Gasly, what a move from George Russell then. Russell up to P5. It's all going on in Miami. So Gasly loses 2 positions in 2 corners. And I was just singing Alpine's praises, going, Alpine doing great. Gasly up there in P4. You blink and he's down to P6. It's still a decent race. Not quite as good now. But yeah, people are just braking early. I feel like Gasly's braking early there, and Max, you know, Max had a look there. He put his car, he had a look, and then Gasly just braked early and went, go on, then you have it. And but it's a nice move from Russell into turn one on Gasly. Gasly was definitely fighting that one a lot harder than he fought against Max. That's the problem. When you've got a dominant car and you're coming through the pack, a lot of the time the drivers don't even fight it because it's like, oh, is this even worth my time? So it kind of kills it a little bit. When you've got a rapid car, you're coming through the pack, people sort of, they don't get out of your way, but they don't really fight you so hard. You know, Max has had a pretty easy route from 9th to 4th here. Because people think, well, it's Max in the Red Bull. Am I going to keep him behind for the next 48 laps? No, I'm not. So we let him go. But it's kind of killing it a bit. You know what I mean? Whereas against Russell, Gasly was much more firm because he knows he's fighting for position properly. Yes, Jane, welcome in from Australia. What time is it there? You must be on like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. settings over there. You must be on early morning Miami Grand Prix. Big ups for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. Perez leads Alonso by 2.1 now, so Perez flexing his muscles out front. He's just gained about 6/10 in the last couple of laps, but Sainz now is all over the back of Alonso. We need to see that battle. Hamilton's still down in P13. We ride on board with him then. Lap 11. Hamilton into turn 11 and... Lewis, it's not Lewis's day, is it, this? This is not Lewis's day, this. Down there in P13, not making any headway, complaining about a bit of damage after, you know, a slight contact with Hulkenberg in lap 1, and it's just one of those days for Lewis. He's just stuck in the traffic. You know, it's looking like a tricky afternoon for Lewis down there in 13th. He'll shake your hand at getting a point right now, Will Lewis. It's looking a tricky one. But Kevin's still there in P7, but now Leclerc all over the back. Leclerc, it's a weird one with Leclerc's pace. Why did Leclerc lose out to Magnussen in the first place? I don't understand. I think Leclerc had already passed Kevin in the early stages and then ended up behind him again. And you know, Charles Leclerc's pace is a weird one. Where is that Ferrari? It's at 550. Well, you can't question. No one can question your commitment. Getting up at R5 for the Grand Prix. That's like the European audience when you get to like Japanese Grand Prix and Australian Grand Prix. We have to get up early, but in Australia, most of the races would be in the late at night, wouldn't they? But this is a weird one. This is like Monday morning. You're watching this on a Monday, first thing Monday morning. Nah. I mean, big ups for your commitment on that one. First thing Monday morning, whack the Grand Prix on. I have never done that in my life. I've never heard of that. But yeah, it's Leclerc all over the back of Magnussen for 7th. Yep, love it. So do I. If you can't tell, so do I. And Leclerc comes down the inside then of Magnussen in turn 1. Oh, he locks a brake. Magnussen might fight this back. Oh, and they're side by side through turn 2. And Magnussen's got it back in turn 3. And nice little battle there. But Charles outdid himself, locked, snagged the front wheel, and it's given Kevin the place back. Woo, baby. Kevin is not done with this. And Ocon is right there as well. Ocon P9, right behind. It's a three-way battle for P7 then. Just ahead of them, George Russell in the 13, 14, 15. Down the back straight then out of 16. And oh, look at this. Alonso looking in his mirrors. And Verstappen is on the back of Sainz then for third already. Okay. Max fancies already Sainz. Is Max going to try it in turn one? No, he's not. Not yet, but Max is right there then. The battle for third is on. Verstappen has caught Sainz and Alonso. Perez's lead 3.2 seconds. So Perez has disappeared a little bit and he needs to. Perez has got to get on with it. But yeah, Verstappen all over the back of Sainz and Alonso. Then it's a three-way fight for P2 now in the Miami Grand Prix. Oh, and look at this then. Verstappen going for it down into turn 11. Verstappen on Sainz then, and easy move in the end. Verstappen up to third and the crowd roars. Verstappen up to third already, and he can see Perez now. Perez is only 4 seconds up the road. Oh, mate. And Perez said in the pre-race interviews, oh, if it's a normal race, I won't even see Max today. Yeah, you will see Max today, Sergio. He is only 4 seconds behind you, and he's on the hard tyres as well, on a better strategy. This is nuts. Next up for Verstappen, Fernando Alonso. And I think those medium tyres are starting to drop off, and this is why it's easy food for Max. You know, these medium tyres, are starting to drop off. And Max on the hards, he's chilling. You know, Max might be trying to go to lap 30, 35 maybe, on the hard tyres. You know, Alonso and everybody else on the mediums is going to be starting thinking about stopping now. Magnussen in the pits then, in the Haas, as I say, about the pit stops. Oh, I tell you what, he nearly hit one of his own crew there. He had to get his hands out of the way. Rapid did that, mechanic. But here comes Verstappen with the DRS open then, down to turn 11. Is he going to dive it on Fernando Alonso? He's goes side by side. He's down the inside then. And Verstappen takes P2. So it's taken only 15 laps. 15 laps it's taken Verstappen to come from P9 to P2. I've been a motorsport madman. Thank you for watching. Join me next time for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Oh my God, Max is just too good, isn't it? At the end of the day, Max is just too good, mate. What can you do? What can man do against such reckless hate? Oh, what can they do? What can they do? What can they do? Verstappen then makes it a Red Bull 1-2 after 15 laps. And now he's just got to hunt down Perez. That is it. It's only his teammate ahead of him now. Oh, God. Now we're going to probably see a chain reaction of pit stops. We are. Gasly's in. Gasly's in the Alpine, and so is one of the Alfa Romeos there, Valtteri Bottas. Have United lost? Yeah, United have lost. That's great news. You know, this day goes some better to her. Alonso keeping up with Verstappen so far then. And 3.6 seconds the gap between Perez and Verstappen out front. Let's just focus on the three downwards. What's that? Oh, what, on the race? Yeah, from 3rd to 20th. Forget the top two. Oh, my God. I was hoping it was going to take Max the entire race to come through the pack, but we're on lap 16 now, 57. And he's only got one more guy to overtake. Oh, well. Perez team radio. Oh, Perez complaining about tyres. They're going to be on different strategies as well. Yeah, mate. This... oh, my God. The thing is, as I was saying before the race started, Perez has to win today. You know, if Max comes from 9th and gets one over on him, it's like, well, you had a good couple of races, didn't you, Sergio? You had a good weekend in Azerbaijan, but let me take it from here. You know, it's psychologically, that's what it's saying. You know, if Max wins this one from P9, it's saying to Sergio, well, listen, you had a good weekend in Azerbaijan, but I'll take it from here. And, yeah, it's pretty peak. 2.9 seconds the gap, 2.7. Oh, mate. I think they got a pit, Sergio. I think they got a pit, Sergio. The gap's coming down rapidly at the front. And Sainz is still within DRS range of Alonso for 3rd. Big game is tomorrow, Stockport versus Hartlepool. Ooh. Decent. I'll be on the shift of doom just like I was today, Dan. Back-to-back shifts of doom, Dan. Horrible, mate. Horrible. The back-to-back shift of doom, mate. Horrendous. Hamilton all over the back of Hulkenberg then for P8. Yes, Sophie. Oh, decent. Yeah, the game's ended, on it. United have lost. GG's. United are crap. Leclerc in the pits then. So Russell and Leclerc have pitted. Lap 18. Red Bull crash into each other. Yeah, what? Give Alonso the dub. Yeah, man. Back that. Now, what we want, Dan? We want a bit of rain, don't we? What a rain shower. Yes, the crew's here. Hey up, COD shot of the day. Gav's here. Welcome in, guys. Yes, Jamza, welcome to the stream, mate. You join us lap 18, the Miami Grand Prix. Oh, and look at this cut to the battle then for P3, Alonso and Sainz. And Sainz is still all there. And he's got the DRS open, but is he going to go for it? Oh, he has a little half look at Alonso into turn 17, but he's not quite close enough. But the pit stops have started and Sainz dives in then. So Sainz in the pits. Alonso, and a massive lock up there on the limit there in the pit entry for Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Wow. Go Max. Yeah. I tell you what, Pansino, yeah. If you're a Verstappen fan, you're in for a good decade, mate. You're in for a good few years. Oh, I know. We see an Aston Martin making a move down into turn 1 there. I don't know who that was. That was Stroll on Zhou Guan Yu into turn 1. But yeah, we're in the middle of a pit stop. We're in the middle of a pit stop window here, so the order's going to be muddled up for a few laps until it sorts itself out. Jam, did you pay up the bets? How's it? Yes, Todd, welcome in, bro. Nice picture in the background. Cheers, Sophie. Bit of Fernando Alonso. How's the race been so far? Lewis has been stagnant. The only reason why Lewis is P6 right now is because the guys ahead of him have all pitted. So Lewis is, in reality, Lewis is still about 12th. So yeah, Lewis has not been great, but Max has come through from 9th to 2nd real quick. So Lewis a bit static. Max on a rampage, as expected. Gav won 22k, like the artwork. Who is it? Alonso. Yeah. Fernando. That was Fernando Alonso in his prime, mate, at Ferrari about 10 years ago. And I was a big Alonso fan back in them days. Oh mate, he was phenomenal. Alonso used to start races P4 and lead into turn 1 and stuff like that. He was a beast, mate. He's still good now, but Alonso back in the day was next level. Alonso used to drag the 4th fastest car into a championship fight and stuff like that. He used to do incredible stuff. And that was in his heyday. But yeah, Sainz takes Hamilton then for P6. Obviously, Sainz on the fresh tyres. Hamilton's still out there, yet to stop. Gap at the front, 1.4 seconds then between Perez and Verstappen. Alonso 3.5 behind that. And then a big gap to Ocon. Hülkenberg, who's yet to stop. And then I think Sainz is then pitted. So Sainz is looking pretty good. Sainz will probably jump Alonso. Did you know the race artist? Did you know the race artist Colin Carter? No, I don't think Colin Carter's in it. Of course, yeah, Max is always going to finesse it, innit? Yes, Sophie, big ups, man. Yeah, big ups. Do drop me a like, guys, if you're just popping in from Jamsers. You know, I understand a lot of you won't even be into Formula 1, but drop me a like anyway, because it really helps me out. I'm trying to get the channel growing a little bit, because we're rock bottom at the moment. But yeah, Perez stops from the lead then, onto the hard tyres. But yeah, cheers, Sophie. Yeah, Kubica's had a contract for Ferrari for 2015. Surely not. Kubica's accident was 2010, so why would they give him a contract 5 years later? That doesn't make sense. He might have had a contract for 2011, you mean? Yes, Wade. Close to 20 likes. Hey, I probably never had 20 likes, Jams. I probably never have had 20 likes. Probably never. So, come on, guys. You know what to do. Colin has a studio here. I bought Barry Sheen print of him. We're on board with Lewis Hamilton down to turn 11, and he's currently in P7, but yet to stop. So we are waiting for all this to pan out a little bit, because we've got some guys that have pitted, some that haven't yet. So, Rip Sainz, laddie got 23 today. Hey, you never know. Yes, Kim, how we doing? I'm doing good, mate. We are on lap 22 of 57, and Hamilton closing on the back of Hülkenberg for P6. Here comes Lewis then with DRS down the inside. Then, ooh, and has a look, but decides to back out of it. For now, Verstappen team radio. Oh, upshifts are not that smooth. Oh, technical gremlins for Max Verstappen out front. Could it be? No, he's always making little... And we go side by side. It's a three-way battle in turn 1. They're going to touch, aren't they? Oh, that's so close. The Aston Martin and the Williams there. Lance Stroll and Alexander Albon so close to making contact there in turn 1. But they get away with it. And here comes one of the Mercedes then. George Russell, who's made a pit stop. Mate, everyone's all out of sync. Some people haven't stopped yet. Then you've got people on fresh tyres coming through. I think Hülkenberg is still out there, yet to stop. And here comes Perez then, passing Ocon, who I think Ocon's yet to stop. We must be. Ocon's still out there, mate. So we've got a mix of strategies going on. And Alonso's gone medium. So Alonso's gone aggressive then. Alonso is Alonso still out there? Or has Alonso not stopped yet? I think Alonso hasn't stopped yet. Sainz speeding the pit lane. I've not even seen that on the TV. Is that right, that Carl? Has Sainz been done for speeding? Oh, no. You might be right. You might be right. How's things? Oh, bang on, Kim. Well, I'm knackered because I've been at work all day, but we always find a bit of energy for F1, don't we? Soon as this finishes, straight to bed. Inside, I'm like this. But on the face of it, I'm like, the race is on, let's go. But inside, I'm like, just get me to bed. So yeah, knackered, but finding a you know, they say in like a marathon, find a second wind. I'm on about my 12th wind. But we'll get through it. Always hype for the F1. 5 seconds. Yes, Lewis. Welcome to the stream, bro. 5 second penalty for Sainz, and you're right, Carl. It is a 5 second penalty. And as Russell made a little bit of contact, he's on team radio saying, check the front wing is George Russell. And Russell down the inside of, is that Hulkenberg? Oh no, Hamilton on Hulkenberg. And Russell has a look at Stroll for ninth. Doesn't get the job done. Like I say, we're just in the middle. We've got people still out there on old tyres. You've got people on fresh tyres. And it's just a bit of a mess at the moment until everyone's made a stop and then can sort of gain some reality back to the positions. Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm good, Lewis. How are you, bro? Not seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well, mate. Here comes Russell. Stroll defends on the inside. Russell has a look round the outside, down into turn 17. That seems to be the favoured spot for the moves then. Is down into 17 in Miami. Turn 1 as well, you get a few moves, but turn 17 is the one. Here they come then out of the final corner, and Russell's going to line him up then for turn 1. Russell down the inside with DRS open, side by side, and Russell gets the move done then. Russell back into P9 as he starts to make his way back through then. So Russell P9. So Stroll is still out there on the hard tyres. Red Bull have wings, bit of an advantage. I know there's a little bit of an advantage, isn't it, that? Flying round and that. Bit of an advantage, isn't it? Bit unfair, that. You got wings and no one else has. Can somebody inform me? As Fernando Alonso, he's not pitted, has he? Alonso's not pitted, has he? Alonso's still chilling there on the medium tyre on lap 24. And now he pits. As I say that, Alonso in the pits then. So Alonso on a completely different strategy. He's gone long on the mediums, which is kind of a nuts thing to do, as we've got a Haas. They're changing the helmet designs that much. It's hard to tell which driver's which when you just see it quick like that. You're like, oh, he's got a Miami Special Edition lid on. Does that mean it's Hulkenberg, or what colour's his crash helmet this week? It makes it hard to tell. But I think that was Magnussen on Zhou. Or no, was it Hulkenberg on Tsunoda? Okay, Verstappen on team radio, on a panic mode. Max on team radio giving it full race analysis, and they're having to put him in his place. I'll work on that. You just drive the car, Max, is what they tell him on team radio. Max is on full panic. Obviously, Max yet to stop them because he started the race on the hard tyres, and cut to Gasly down the inside of Stroll then for P10. Stroll's still out there. Alonso feeds back into P5, a second behind Sainz. So basically, Sainz has done Alonso in the stops. It's basically what's happened there. But Alonso obviously on a little bit of a different strategy. He has pitted now, Suede, yeah. As I was saying, as I was like questioning why Alonso was still out there, he did pit. So, but it is a weird one because he stayed out there a good 10 laps longer than everybody else on the medium. So it's a strange one, but it might pay off for Alonso. It might pay off for Alonso later on into the race. Russell coming up on the back of Hulkenberg and Tsunoda, who I reckon haven't stopped yet. I would say that's Hulkenberg and Tsunoda. I don't think Ocon's pitted yet. So I think Ocon's still out there. Hulkenberg's still out there. Tsunoda's still out there. Stroll's confused about what's going on in the race. I'm confused about who is really where. And here comes Alonso on the back of Sainz then. This is for position. This is for P4. Russell takes Tsunoda then for 8th. But it's Alonso versus Sainz. Battle of the Spaniards then. Out of turn 16 they come. Lap 26 of 57. And here comes Alonso. He's going to have DRS down the back straight. And turn 17 is the place where all the moves are happening. And Alonso opens the DRS, then coming down. He's in the slipstream, but he's not going to be close enough to make a move from there. Oh, here we go. Come on, Perez. Yeah. It's only an advantage of Hulkenberg catches her. Alonso has a look at Sainz into turn 1. Sainz got the inside line though and covers him off. Oh, this is a good fight, this. This is a good fight for P4 on the road, but it becomes, in reality, this is a fight for the podium, for the final spot on the podium. This is what this is. This is Alonso v Sainz for a podium, basically, when Ocon pits. And we see replay of Russell down the inside of Gasly. Oh, Alonso going for it on Sainz. And Alonso's got the job done into turn 11. Alonso takes P4. Alonso takes Sainz. Woo! Alonso in the Aston Martin is looking quick. He's looking quick. And he's past the Ferrari. What is happening to Leclerc? You know, I've not even mentioned Leclerc in this race, Carl. I don't get it. I don't know what is with Leclerc. He got done by a Haas early on, and I was like, has he got a problem? I think Ferrari, Leclerc is in a struggle, mate. And Hamilton as well. You know, Lewis is P6, but is he not stopped yet? I don't even know. But Russell fighting with Hulkenberg then. So Hulkenberg's still up there in P7, who I assume is yet to stop. Yeah, so Hulkenberg up there in P7, yet to stop. Halfway through the race. So Verstappen leads by 16 seconds, but he's yet to stop. Ocon's still out there in 3rd. He's yet to stop. But crucially, Alonso's taken Sainz for 4th. And here comes Russell then. Easy move against Hulkenberg on the old tyres. Makes it Mercedes 6 and 7 at the moment. But I don't think Lewis has stopped yet. And Lewis is P6, but yet to stop. So we've got a few. This is the thing, you know. It's all yet to stop, yet to stop. You know, Verstappen, Ocon, Hamilton, Hulkenberg are yet to stop, and they're all in the top 8, you know. So it's yet to iron out. When we get to the last dozen laps, then we can have a look who's where. So if Verstappen stops now, he'll come out P2 behind Perez, but then he'd be on much fresher tyres. I think this favours Verstappen, doesn't it? I think this really does. This is starting to favour Max. This, you know, a lot. Perez is catching him right now, but here comes Alonso on the back of Esteban Ocon then for 3rd. Ocon's still out there on the hard tyres. And Alonso down the inside of Ocon then for 3rd. And Alonso takes 3rd off Ocon into turn 11. I hope I'm here when you take a drink from that bottle and see something shocking you spit it right out. That will happen one day. That will happen one day, yeah. I'll be like, "Ah!" I'll choke. Dead. Done for. How did he die? Sip from the bottle. And then someone crashed. Oh, look at McLaren down there in 17th and 18th. You know, Ted Kravitz is talking about Oscar Piastri struggling with his brakes. You know, it's not good for McLaren. This is dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Piastri must be thinking, "What on earth have I done here? Putting Alpine in the mud, ditching it for McLaren, the might of McLaren." They're not the team that they were 20 years ago, McLaren. They're nowhere near it. Sainz passes Ocon then. Ocon's still out there on the old tyres, so it's not that surprising. But Sainz up to P4 then. So it's Verstappen out front, yet to pit. Then Perez, Alonso, Sainz, Ocon, Hamilton. So Verstappen team radio. Okay, they've been given the green light to push. Verstappen being given the green light to push. And there's a bit of debris on the track as they're halfway down the back straight. They all seem to be swerving round it anyway. Is Alpine BMW? No, Alpine is Renault. But BMW do have a sports car bit called Alpine, don't they? So I can see why you've said that, because I'm sure BMW do have like a modification division called Alpine. So I know what you're going for there, but no, it's Alpine is part of Renault, so it's basically Renault, but they want to brand it with the sports car brand rather than it being Renault. They're trying to promote the Alpine brand, but it is Renault. Yeah, MBW Alpine. Yeah, there is definitely Alpine BMWs. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same Alpine, but there is. So I know where you're going with that, but no, it's Renault. But yeah, Perez leads. Verstappen leads Perez by 15.2 seconds, but they're on completely different strategies, and it's hard to tell how it's going to pan out at the moment. All we know is it's looking like a Red Bull 1-2. Which way round it's going to be, too early to tell. Because Alonso's 12.5 seconds behind Perez. But he's on a different strategy than the pair of them. So the top three are all on different strategies, truth be told. And then Sainz P4, Ocon P5, but not stopped yet. Hamilton 6, not stopped yet. And surely Hamilton will let Russell go now, because Russell's stopped. And is coming up to the back of Lewis Hamilton. You'd think because they're on different strategies, Lewis will just let him go. Hulkenberg still in the top 10. He's yet to stop Tsunoda. I would imagine Tsunoda's not stopped. Maybe just styling. Yeah, maybe it's just a styling company. I don't know. Russell all over the back of Hamilton. Hamilton does let him go in turn 12. Yeah, Hamilton does let him go. They're on completely different strategies, and Lewis does the mature thing and lets him go. Verstappen fastest lap of the race and a 1:31.2, and the gap is 15.5 seconds out front. And Russell gives his thanks to Lewis on the team radio. And yeah, big ups to Lewis for recognising that, you know, Russell's on a different strategy and you've got to let him go in that scenario. It's not helping anybody to hold him up. So lap 33 of 57 in Miami. And we've hit a status quo. Not a lot happening out there. We've got a DRS train from, what is that? From Hulkenberg in 8th down to Magnussen 12th, all in a DRS train. I found a stream. This is the first F1 I've watched in over 10 years. Wow. Todd. There's been better races that you could have tuned into. You know, a couple of years ago, the 2021 season was absolutely banging. 22 and 23. I'm trying, Todd. I'm trying. Put it this way, I wish I had the channel for the 2021 season. Oh, we would be sat on more than 300 subs right now, I'll tell you that. 2021 was... I've seen every race for the last 18 years. And 2021 was probably the best season I've ever seen. 2012 was a banger. 2010 was a banger, but 2021 was unbelievable. And started the channel in 2022, and it's been a bit not so great. But we're trying, Todd. I think Max got this in the garage. Haas into the pits, and Nico Hulkenberg finally pits them from P8. And on to the brand new shiny set of mediums for Nico Hulkenberg then in the Haas. I think Max has got this in the garage. What do you mean? And you mean he's got it like he's got it like he's going to win? Is that what you mean? Because Max isn't in the garage. If he's in the garage, you'd know about it. If Max had pulled into the pits and then they wheel him back into the garage, trust me, you'll know about it. Oh, would you? Okay. If Max is in the garage, you'll be the first to know about it. I'll tell you now, mate. I'll tell you for certain. Sainz has gone down the inside of Ocon. It's easy money down into turn 11. There's quite a few overtaking opportunities in Miami. Turn 11, turn 17, turn 1 if you're feeling brave. So it's not the worst track going, is it? It's also not probably in the top 10 either, but it's not the worst track ever designed. I quite like Sector 1. They've tried to go for like a Maggots Beckett's sort of a thing, haven't they, in Sector 1? They've tried to go for a little bit of a Silverstone middle sector, haven't they, there in Sector 1? So I quite like the first sector. The middle sector with that tricky chicane, I don't know about that. So Russell catching Ocon then for 5th. And I'd expect Gasly to finish higher up than that as well. I guess Hamilton, Tsunoda haven't pitted yet, so Gasly is effectively 7th. Okay. Is F1 in any danger of this climate change stuff? No, Todd. What they've got to do is simply move with the times. So Formula One is working on a 100% biofuel. So by the time 2026 rolls round, these Formula One cars will have 0 emissions. You've just got to move with the times. They will be putting 100% biofuel in there. So, listen, Formula One are on top of it, mate. Formula One is going to be carbon neutral by 2030. So, you know, yeah, Jamza, by 2026, it's a different kettle of fish. The working behind the scenes on new types of fuel, 100% sustainable fuel is the way. So you keep a combustion engine, but instead of putting petrol in the engine, you put in sustainable fuel in the engine, and so therefore not killing the planet, mate. So yeah, you just got to move with the times. Tough crowd. We make the cars slow or anything. Well, this is the thing. They've then got to make that fuel as explosive as give as much punch, and that's the thing. So yeah, I don't know is the answer to that. I don't know. But that's what they're going to work on. It's easy saying, oh, they're going to put this kind of fuel in. Yeah, but is it going to have the same bang to it? Basically, when you light that, you know what I mean? When you compress that crap, is it gonna give as much punch as the gasoline they've got now? I don't know the answer to that. But that's what they'll be working on behind the scenes as Gasly. Sonoda pits then. Oh, and I tell you what, the Haas is back down the inside into turn one. I tell you what, mate, Leclerc, it's not Leclerc's day. Magnussen's done him again. Magnussen and Leclerc. No, Neil, I come to terms with that half an hour ago. Listen, this is how much I care, Neil. I went, oh, United have lost. Anyway, lap 7. Give a damn, mate. I got over that in about 3 seconds. Oh, Russell down the inside of Sainz. Russell on a move, mate. George Russell up to P4 then. And Sainz with the penalty as well. Yeah, fair say, yeah, that's where the money's going. That's where the big brains behind the scenes that you don't see at tracks. The big brains, that's where they're working. They're on, right, what's the fuel going to be for 2026? And in fact, Formula One released a video about a week ago all about it. So basically, we've got 2 or 3 years left of these gas guzzling 1,000 brake horsepower before things have to change. And things have to change. You have to move with the times, you know. And Leclerc back down the inside of Magnussen then. I tell you what, Leclerc and Magnussen have been going at this all day. Ferrari fighting Haas. I mean, that's not where Ferrari want to be, is it? But that's where they find themselves. And they'll be plodding around like Fiat 500s. No, they won't. They'll figure it out. They'll. And listen, if a car, let's say the cars are now all of a sudden 3 seconds a lap slower, who would notice? No one would know or care, or no one would care. As long as the absolutely rapid. Is anyone going to go, oh, well, now with the biofuel, the cars are 2.8 seconds a lap slower? Who cares? You know what I mean? As long as there's still, it's not going to be, it's not going to all of a sudden, oh my God, the 25 seconds a lap slower. And, oh my God, Formula 2 is now quicker. No. Oh my God, Formula E's quicker. No, there'll still be the pinnacle of motorsport, won't it? But they just got to work on it. But yeah, they'll make sure it's still the pinnacle of motorsport. Hamilton back where he started, mate. It is not Lewis's day, this. That's why insane is better. Lovely dub for today for the Gunners. Yeah. great whips. What, Fiat 500s? What, the OG? The OG Fiat 500s from like the 1960s, mate. They're about, I could fit one in this room, mate. It's no bigger than a computer desk. And Verstappen's still out there, like that 40 out of 57. This race has gone quick. We've only got 17 laps to go. This race has gone rapid. If we don't get any safety car, yellow flag, nothing. This race would be like, we're an hour and 5 into it. This race would be like an hour and 20. Well, man has a Fiat 850. I don't know what a Fiat 850 is. Is Formula E quicker? What? No. Formula E ain't quicker than a Volkswagen Golf, mate. These are the fastest cars in the world. I tell you what, one of them razzed up VW Golfs, mate, or one of them razzed up Audis, mate, give a Formula E car a run for its money, I tell you now. They are crap. Just my opinion. No, mate. Yeah, no, I respect the questions, innit? It's just a mad question. It's just a mad one. But no, Formula E is, miles off. But there are some electric cars out there, like some electric hypercars that are next level. Like, you're not getting near Formula One, but there are some electric like hypercars out there that are seriously, seriously quick. There's only one car in the world quicker than a Formula One car, as far as I understand, and that's this insane Porsche 919 Evo, and that lapped the Belgian Grand Prix circuit at Spa-Francorchamps. It lapped quicker than F1 car. And that is, as far as I know, the only vehicle produced by mankind quicker than F1 car. Porsche 919 Evo. Yeah, ridiculous thing. It's not legal. It's not legal for any motor racing category. They just did it. Porsche just did it because they could. And the fact I'm talking about Porsche 919 Evo means that there's not a lot happening in this race, unfortunately. I thought Teslas are pretty quick. Oh, on a road car basis, Teslas are rapid, mate. You compare a Tesla to a normal road going to your dad's Vauxhall Corsa, mate. It's rapid, but you ain't got nothing on a racing car. But Teslas, compared to your everyday bog standard car, yeah, Teslas are rapid, mate. But these are the finest. You're in a different league here. These things will lap the quickest motorbikes in the world in 3 laps. These are like Concorde pilots, mate. These are like Top Gun pilots. This ain't no. To call it a car is even like an insult. These things are nuts. Electric cars accelerate quicker. Yeah, that's it. That is it. But you ain't having anything go around a corner as quick as these. We're still waiting for Verstappen to pit. And that is basically it. Guess that's good to know. F1 is it's still the Don. Oh, yes, of course it is. It'll always be the Don. Because they'll make sure it is. Or else, then it loses... Like, that's part of the identity, is that it is the pinnacle of motorsport. If you've got some random category that's quicker, or a random car that's just quicker, what are we doing here? Why are we spending 800 million a season to build this car? What's going on here? It has to be the Don. That's the point of it. It's like the Premier League not being... all of a sudden, League Two teams are playing better football. It's like, well, hang on a minute. The Premier League's got all the money. How are they not the ones playing the best football, getting the best players? It's like, so it's always got to be number one. But yeah, anyway, I was on a full detour, full waffle there, but yeah, this Miami Grand Prix, the first half of it, I rate it, but second half of this race, it ain't it, bro. No, I rate it, Todd. I rate it, Todd, because you know, I've got information to give. You know, I've seen. You know, I haven't missed this since 2005, so I know a couple of things. So I'm here to help you out. But Stroll in the pits then. Stroll in the pits. Like 43 out of 57. Huge deja vu. Huge lag. Huge lag. Is that a me problem or is that a you problem, Kim? If it's a me problem, I apologise. It shouldn't lag. Are there any US engines, cars or teams? Yeah, there's a US team, Haas. Engines, no, because there's only 4 engine manufacturers at the moment. Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda and Renault. So, no, you are like Ford aren't in it yet. Ford are coming in 26. Ford aren't there yet. But US-wise, yeah, Haas is American, so Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hulkenberg driving for the American team. That's not Roger Federer, was it? What happened to BMW? They pulled out of the sport at the end of 2009. Yeah, so BMW have been gone 14 years. A Toyota as well. Toyota pulled out at the end of 2009. I think. Yeah. 2010 was like a full refresh. Verstappen race leader then, but he's yet to pit, and the gap is going to be interesting because the gap's now 18.2, 18.3. It's almost a pit stop. Verstappen can almost pit and still come out in the lead. If he carries on like this. A supersonic interceptor. Whoa, what's going on here? I got a friend that knows a man that pulls a MiG-25 engine in a car, a potential of 3,000 kilometers an hour. You've been bullshitted beyond your wildest dreams there, Neil. 300 kilometers an hour, you mean? Not 3,000. It's like... As supersonic interceptors. What are you talking about? It sounds like something out of the film Interstellar. He's going to Saturn. He's finding a black hole next to Saturn. I have no idea what you have just told me about, Neil, but I respect the hustle. Lewis coming up to the back of Kevin Magnussen for P8. George has had a good race up there in 4th. Sainz has dropped off a bit. Sainz was up there in 2nd, wasn't he, for a bit. Quickest lap, the fastest lap then for Lance Stroll down in 15th. Oh, here we go then. Verstappen told to pit. This is the moment. Say them 4 engines again. Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda. But it's now badged as Red Bull powertrains, but it's really Honda. So Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda, Renault. But other guys are coming. Audi are coming. Porsche are coming. Ford are coming. This is all for 2026 when they change the fuel. And look at this then. This is the battle for the lead, and Perez takes the lead, but not by much. The gap's going to be 1.3. So Verstappen's pitted. He's on fresh mediums. Oh my God, Verstappen's gonna romp this one, mate. So Perez takes the lead, however long, momentarily. Favourite car is a Ford from 2018 Ford GT35. Oh, decent. Yeah, 660. That's a beast. But there's something interesting in the race now, so we'll go back to that. We've had a good waffle through the middle part of this race, though, about all sorts of stuff. But the gap is 1.6 seconds between the top two then. But Verstappen on the fresh mediums, he's gonna be easy. I hope Perez fights this as hard as he can. Hey, Alonso can take 4 podiums from the first 5 races here. Alonso's solid, mate, in third. 15 seconds off the back of these two, but 8.5 seconds clear of Russell in fourth. Mate, he's too easy. Red Bull engines are really Honda. Yeah, the Red Bulls are running Honda engines, basically. Rebadged. Well, basically 4 engines supply the entire grid. So people have got partnerships out there. For example, Aston Martin are running Mercedes engines. McLaren are running Mercedes engines. Alfa Romeo run Ferrari engines. Haas run Ferrari engines. Williams run Mercedes engines. So there's 4 engines split amongst 10 teams, basically. But Alpine are the only team that run the Renault engines. So they could do with a second team, really. We in general, Formula One needs more teams. I think because there's only 10 teams. 12 would be nice. 12 teams would be nice. Oh, here comes Verstappen on Perez. There's all over the back of him then. 10 laps to go in the Miami Grand Prix. And this is just a matter of time now. Verstappen from P9 on the grid is about to take the lead. Here they come then. Perez leads Verstappen down to turn 17 for the 47th time. And here comes Verstappen then with the DRS, and Perez defends it on the inside then. The side-by-side into 17. Perez keeps the lead for now. There's no contact yet. Oh, they were side by side. Here they come then across the line till start lap 48. Oh, and Perez is down the inside. Oh, Verstappen round the outside then, but Perez is still there. Verstappen turns in the side by side for the leader. Verstappen's got the grip and gets the move done. Verstappen leads the Miami Grand Prix then. It was close. It was close to a tangle, but he kept it clean. And Verstappen round the outside of Perez then and gets the lead of the Miami Grand Prix, and Perez fought it, but he couldn't keep him behind. Perez had a good go at fighting that, but he couldn't keep him behind. Verstappen leads the race, and that is the race, Carl. Verstappen with spin out. Shut up, you mag. Hey, listen, you know about Verstappen spun out. Whoa. Nah, Verstappen takes the lead then. Max is something else, man. Yeah, Anto, at some point you just got to go. Too good. Better strategy. Come from P9. Well, on a day where Perez had to win, on a day where Verstappen was on the back foot from the Leclerc crash in qualifying, Perez had to win this. For Max to come from 9th and put one over on him is heavy. It's heavy, you know. Neil said, I think Verstappen will spin out and Russell win, Alonso second, Perez third. Well, I hope you don't put any money on your F1 predictions, Neil, because you will be a poor fella. I don't bet on this sport. I couldn't. It'd destroy me. Stroll then, having a look at Alexander Albon for 13th. Not been a great day for Lance Stroll, has it? You've got Alonso up there in 3rd. Stroll, but the thing is, Stroll ruined it in qualifying. Stroll got knocked out in Q1, didn't he? But yeah, Alex defending it on the inside then. So Stroll and Albon go side by side into turn 1. And Stroll's aiming for the apex. You've got to be careful there. Albon is still there, but Stroll gets a move done then up into 13th. It's mad all cars are still going. Yeah, nothing has happened in terms of incidents. Absolutely nothing. There's been no contact, no. Oh, and I tell you what, Ocon nearly hit Stroll there. But yeah, no, everyone's kept it clean. Everyone's on a clean day in Miami, and we have got 7 laps to go. This will soon be done. Apologies if the stream lags at any point. My internet is showing like 1 bar. Why is my internet on 1 bar? Probably because everyone's logged into it on the phones downstairs. Damn, son. Why'd you use my Wi-Fi? But yeah, apologies if the stream is a little bit laggy because my Wi-Fi is like dipping about on 1 bar. So a big apologies for that if anything gets interrupted. No lag yet. We're all right yet. So Alonso's getting big points this season, you know. Third, 4th, 3rd. That's big points. You know what? Alonso can finish 3rd in this championship in an Aston Martin at this rate. 4 podiums out of 5. And Baku, he was 4th anyway, which is still 12 points. Alonso picking up big points here. And the gap between Verstappen and Perez out front with 6 laps to go is 1.9 seconds. Alonso in a different category, 16.8 seconds behind that. Red Bull are just in their own league out front, unfortunately. Guess you're a Red Bull fan then. Are you a Red Bull fan? How many races left? Any in the UK? Well, this is only round 5 of 23, Todd. So the season's not even a quarter of the way done. Yeah, this is only round 5 of 23. And yeah, the British Grand Prix is in Silverstone in July. The British Grand Prix is in like the middle of the season. So British Grand Prix is like round 12 of 23, something like that. Middle of the summer. Try and get the best weather for it. Las Vegas better be good. Las Vegas is like second to last round. I think it goes Vegas, then Abu Dhabi to finish the season. So yeah, I think Vegas is like mid-November, right at the end of the season. So that could decide the championship. Brand new circuit in Vegas. Loads left then. Yeah, oh yeah. This is, you know, this is early on. Season runs from March to November. So, you know, beginning of May, we're only 5 races in. And next race is in 2 weeks' time in Imola, in San Marino. Well, it's called the San Marino Grand Prix, but basically Italy. So we're in Italy in 2 weeks' time. Silverstone's usually my favourite race. Yeah, Carl. Silverstone's usually a banger, isn't it? Last season was one of the few great races of last season. The British Grand Prix. Yeah, it is a banger. And through goes Hamilton. It was a good one. It's usually good. Here comes Stroll then on Bottas for 12th. Oh, has another look. And Bottas sort of just lets him go. Bottas breaks early and it's an easy move for Stroll in the end. And Verstappen pulling away from Perez at the front. 5 laps to go. Gap 2.5 seconds, 2.6 between Verstappen and Perez. Guys, did I just lag out heavy? Mate, apologies. Apologies, guys. I just seen on the stream then reconnecting. Apologies for that. There's a bit of a street party here out front, and you've probably got about a dozen people using the Wi-Fi right now. So that's why. It's street party settings are out front here. So that's why the Wi-Fi is on a mad one, because there's probably half the neighbourhood on the Wi-Fi right now picking tunes for the speaker outside. Get off the Wi-Fi! Trying to watch the F1. Trying to stream the F1. Leclerc takes Gasly then. So it's Ferrari 5th and 6th now. The Red Bulls is not right. Too fast, no one has a patch of them. I know, that's what kills it off, isn't it? Sometimes you get seasons like this where one car is the class of the field, and they're going to just finish first and second most of the time. It is what it is. You know, hopefully second half of the season, Mercedes can come with a vastly improved car and challenge for it. And Lewis gets a move done on Gasly then. So Lewis Hamilton up to P7. Not bad in the end, really. And he's right behind Leclerc as well, is Hamilton. So Lewis looking racy right at the end of this. We could get a bit of a fight for 6 between Leclerc and Hamilton here. But Verstappen leads Perez by 2.8 seconds. Marcel then got off the Wi-Fi. I think this stream lagged out for about 10 seconds, so apologies for that, Kim. It's probably me. What if Hamilton wins the championship? What, this year? More chance of me and you winning the championship between us, Carl. No. I think Alonso will beat Hamilton in the championship. I think Alonso's got a good chance of finishing third in the championship this year. I know it's only round 5, but nah, Mercedes got no chance, unfortunately. Unless they come out in 2 weeks' time with Mercedes W14B in Imola and it's rapid. Game on then. No, they'll already be looking at 2024 Mercedes, to be honest with you. Oh, and Hamilton down the inside of Leclerc for P6. Nice. And TikTok, nah, Todd. I don't know how that works. I'm too old for that game, Todd. And you're going to be about 15 to be on TikTok. I don't know, mate. I'm 31, Todd. I'm getting on a bit. TikTok ain't my generation. But yeah, nice move from Lewis down into turn 11 there on Leclerc. Oh, it wasn't much room at all, but it was a nice move. Monaco after Imola. You know what I'm gutted about, Carl? I'll miss Monaco qualifying. I can't swap my shifts around at work because usually there's 3 of us where I work, and when F1's on, I try and swap it around with them and say, right, listen, you do that for me, I'll do that shift for you. And we usually can negotiate a way around it. But for Monaco Grand Prix qualifying, I'm going to miss it. And the thing is, in Monaco, it's all about the qualifying, isn't it? The race is dead. It's all about the qualifying. 65, mate, I'm over 2K followers. How have you wangled that one? Are you posting content, are you, on TikTok, Todd? Go on, lad. How have you wangled 2,000 followers on TikTok? That's hilarious. Yeah, no singing or dancing, though. Oh, not on it. No, I'm not on that one, Kim. I'm not on a TikTok one. Maybe I need to get on there, innit? 2,000 followers. Big ups, mate. Oh, lap and a half to go. I'll tell you what, second half of this race, nah. Miami Grand Prix, yeah. I'll say it, I said it before. I give every circuit, I give every race 3 years. I'm going to have to give this race a 3.5 out of 10. Driver of the day. Driver of the day. Driver of the day. It's got to be Max, hasn't it? It's got to be Max, driver of the day. I give the race a 3.5 out of 10. Unfortunately. Final lap then of the Miami Grand Prix. And yeah, it's not been a classic, has it? It's not been a classic. Highlight of the weekend, Leclerc spinning off in qualifying and setting a mad grid for the race. Is it the grid? Was the highlight? Is that the grid? Turned out to be the highlight of the weekend, and I thought that was the weekend just getting going. But unfortunately, the race hasn't really lived up to it. Is the Qatar circuit any good? Do you know what, Carl? That is probably the only circuit that I don't really know. Apparently, they were making it because they did a Qatar Grand Prix a couple of years ago. But then they were saying, oh, when the Qatar Grand Prix is properly on the calendar, it's going to be somewhere else. But I don't think it is. I think it's at the original place where they had it a few years ago. And I don't think it's that good a track, no. But I don't know on that one. It's a weird one. But Verstappen crosses the line then. And Verstappen takes the win and keeps the championship lead, opens the championship lead then. But it is a 1-2 for Red Bull. An easy 1-2 in the end. Fernando Alonso is arguably driver of the day, but I'm going to give it Verstappen for coming from P9 and beating his teammate. Verstappen driver of the day, I give the race 3 out of 10. No incidents, nothing of note. But thanks for sticking with me. Do drop me a like, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. There was a couple of dramatic moments. You know, Red Bull's fighting for the lead. But Alonso on the podium again then. Verstappen, Perez, Alonso is the podium in Miami in 2023. Russell is going to come home P4. That's a decent race from Russell in the Mercedes. Sainz 5th, Hamilton 6th, Leclerc 7th, Gasly 8th, Ocon 9th, and Kevin Magnussen will get a point in P10 then. Magnussen gets a point in 10th, so he started 4th, ends up 10th, Kevin Magnussen. So not a bad day for Haas. Sonoda unlucky in 11th, Stroll out of the points. And then Bottas, Albon, Hulkenberg, Zhou, Norris, De Vries, Piastri, Sargent down the bottom. Yeah. Well, Max wins again. Nice one, Rob. Red Bull. Yeah, I think you just summed up the season there, Todd. Yeah. Max wins again. He's done well there. So Max pulled away. I know. I'm gutted about that SHT. I would have liked Perez to lead on that Red Bull 1-2 and take the championship lead into Imola, but yeah, Max deserves that one. You know, I'm gonna give him driver of the day. He's come from P9. He's mm, Anyway, on the other hand, Alonso gets 4. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, Alonso 4 podiums in 5 races. He's done very well, hasn't he? He's going to have a great. You know, it's a great season for Alonso. You know, he's not going to fight for the championship, but he can bag. You know, he can get in double figures in podiums. You know, he can get 10 podiums this season. You know, at least. You know, so. Alonso have a great season regardless of this, but there's only one car in this championship fight, and there's 2 of them. Oh man, it would have been better for the championship for Perez to win this one, but he couldn't deny Max a 3rd win of the season. It's 3-2 then in wins. Verstappen versus Perez in 2023. But yeah, that's about it, guys. We're not stay for the podium and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for sticking with me. The second half of the race, we just went on a big tangent talking about this, that, and the other, talking about biofuels and electric cars and God only knows what. So thanks for sticking with me. Do drop a like on the video before you go. I do appreciate it, and it will help the channel grow a little bit eventually. So big ups to everyone who watched the stream, and get yourself subscribed if you're into Formula 1. You know, heading for 400 subs. Maybe we'll get there before the end of the season. But yeah, big ups to you all for watching, and I will catch you in a couple of weeks for, I guess, practice ahead of the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and hopefully it's a little bit better than this one. It promised a lot, this grid. It promised a lot. Didn't deliver much in the end, but Verstappen driver of the day. Onto Imola. But yeah, catch you next time, guys. Peace out. Big ups to you all, and yeah, peace, Jamza, Todd, Kim, Dougie. Yeah, catch you soon. SHT, I know you came through at the end. Big ups, my guy Carl as well. You're always in. Big ups to you all. See you on the next one. Peace out, guys.